Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a new video, and today we're going to be talking about the new road trip skin and going over everything it could possibly be, going over different ideas and different designs and basically different things that are coming into my head related to the theories that are around this skin. So recently I've actually been tweeted this, and I've seen this myself when I'm gliding in. There's a little triangle in Loot Lake. At first I had a little think about it. It could be something that pops up there, maybe pirates or something like that. But then I started to think a little bit deeper and started to realize potentially it could be something related to Egyptian themed, because it is a triangle, looks like a little bit like a pyramid, and possibly could be where a coffin or like an ancient history person lies in there, maybe Tutankhamun or something. So that's going to be interesting, and we'll have to see exactly what is going on with it. So as you guys know, mummies were buried underground within the Egyptian times, and like I said there, that triangle that we just saw was relevant to it. So that triangle itself only renders in if you get the right angle. Sometimes it can be hard to see, but when you guys are actually gliding into the Fortnite Battle Royale map, you will notice that little triangle in Loot Lake. It just appears around here, and potentially we could see a pyramid popping up in Loot Lake for the temporary time. Again, we do have the portal right above Loot Lake, and we're probably going to see a few other things fall through these portals throughout the entire season 5. I'm probably going to see a little bit of a storyline start to appear around this road trip skin, and that's why I want to cover it and kind of talk about how we've solved the idea of the skin. It's going to be something from ancient history. Knowing what is a big question, but hopefully we will get the idea and get it down on paper for you guys, so we know where we're coming out with this skin. So you've got to consider this skin is going to play a big part in the Fortnite Season 5 storyline. The blockbuster itself appeared within Season 4, and no one really took much note about it. It was like, who's this skin? And we realized it appeared from the meteorite. The meteorite again once appeared in Dusty Divot, and then that blockbuster caused this in the sky, escaping the actual Earth itself, or the island as they like to call it at Epic Games. Interesting concept for it, because that can link to Save the World, but that's an entire new video, and I have talked about that in the past in a few of my story videos. But like I was saying, the actual sky itself is interesting and an interesting concept because they have left it in the sky. So it basically means that we're probably going to see a few other things dropping in from the sky throughout the season, probably new items. We may see Tomato Head return somewhere else on the map. As we all know, we do have the burger sign over here, which has actually returned, and also I believe the nom sign was recently discovered behind Risky Reels as well. So why I'm relating this to an Egyptian topic is because I believe that Season 5 is actually going to have the secret skin be an Egyptian themed skin. Why am I saying that? Well, recently we've had a lot of different theories. Here's the nom sign actually, guys. The nom sign actually appeared over here. Weird location for it, and not many people really thought it would appear again, but it has. And the interesting thing about this nom sign is it does have a lot of cameras and a few computers on, but for now it's not really too major, but it is an interesting concept. Anyway, that was a little thing of discovery that has dropped in there. So relating this to Season 5 storyline, the Egyptian theme, why I think it's going to be Egyptian theme, well, as you guys know, the trailer for the playground game mode did have an Egyptian theme in it. It also had a Wild West theme, which we kind of got with desert area, and it also had some sort of Roman theme type thing with it as well, and a castle. We haven't actually seen them two really added in. We've got the Viking theme over there. We've got kind of like the Romany theme, the Greek theme over there in the little village over there in the distance. But to me, the Egyptian theme has no place on the map yet. Now we do actually have a complete empty zone back where the football pitch was. Now the football pitch was a very popular area, and them just simply planting some terrain there kind of thinks, you know, something is probably going to pop up there because it's a complete empty zone on the map. Now the entire zone itself does have the old meteorite mark here, so generally this whole area could see a new cover up. The area itself is a nice new design. It does have one thing that has fallen from space, the nice little kind of shrine here that you guys can see with a few vines on it. Interesting concept, but other than that, it's a huge dead zone right here, and there is nothing at all. Again, the old kind of Hogwarts place, as people called it, used to be a pretty famous location around here, but that's been completely removed, and now we're probably going to see something else being added here. That movie set though is still remaining, guys. The movie set is still here. I haven't actually been inside this in Season 5 yet. I assume it's probably still going to be that. Yes, it is. The movie set is still remaining here, which is a cool concept, but we're probably going to get something hopefully appearing in the Fortnite map very, very soon. But to me, I personally think we're probably not going to get anything too major just yet relating to this area, but hopefully, I don't know, it's one of them debatable ones. I try and debate it with myself, but the idea of this Egyptian theme is pretty key. So the blockbuster skin itself potentially is going to be something that is going to take a big part in the storyline, and that's why an Egyptian skin could be a big thing to the storyline. It doesn't have to be Egyptian themed, or it can be Well, basically what I mean by that, it doesn't have to follow the Egyptian storyline and their like lore or anything. It can just be an Egyptian themed or looking skin, and also can affect the map completely. As we all know, the blockbuster itself had nothing really related to it, kind of like a spaceman or anything to do with a rocket. It was kind of just like a robot or something that thought, you know what, I'm making it back to my old planet, and went out of here. That's the same thing we could get with an Egyptian leader. We could get an Egyptian god or something like that appear, and that god itself tries and does something with the sky, fixes it up, and goes back in time and takes all its things with it. Maybe we may see the return of Moisty Maya, maybe we may see the return of Anarchy Acres. Now again, everything I'm saying in this video is only a theory. Nothing has actually been confirmed, and it's just from leaks and a little glitch in the game. The entire video is basically started from that little triangle thing right there, but it kind of all makes sense what I'm saying, and does lead to something in the future. So leave your comments down below what you guys think is going to happen within the Season 5 storyline. This is kind of a storyline video. I do cover storyline videos all the time on my channel, and this is the first one I've made really related to Season 5. I have a lot of ideas related to Season 5, and quite some good ideas to be fair, which can lead to Season 6, but I'm saving them for later on this week so you guys can get like hyped up for them, because some of them, one of them is actually a major idea. If you guys didn't know, I predicted that like the sand area way long ago. Now I predicted this probably about 3 months ago, the start of Season 4, when the Save the World update came out with the sand, and I was like, guys, they're just going to add this into Battle Royale Season 5. And a lot of people said to me, you know what, Pat, good idea, but it's probably not going to happen. And by the looks of it, it's exactly the same mountains, exactly the same structure, everything about it, the desert theme, even the trees, the plants, even the petrol station, guys, is exactly the same from Save the World. So a lot of the items and stuff we see around here are from Save the World. Not exactly everything. Obviously, these areas weren't in Save the World here, and Paradise Palms wasn't in like Save the World at all, like them buildings. But most of the buildings around here have seen an appearance in Save the World recently, and they are possibly something major within the Fortnite Battle Royale. Now, there's a lot of stuff around here, and I can go over everything within Paradise Palms. We've got a giant story video to drop for you guys on that, but at this moment in time, I'm keeping that because it's got a lot of theories in it that as soon as I mention them, a lot of people are going to jump on it, a lot of people are going to jump the idea of it, so I'm kind of keeping them back a little bit because they are very likely, and I'm telling you now, I don't really come up with these ideas very often that I know are going to happen. This sand idea come to me, and at first I thought, you know, it's not going to happen, but these ideas will. Anyway, let's get off the topic of that and go back to the Egyptian topic. So we've seen the sand desert. There's no really location on the map that's going to see any appearances or anything being added. We look at the map and you think of it, it's absolutely crowded as. Other locations we potentially could see the caravan site, seeing maybe a pyramid or something there, and maybe Dusty itself. What I'm going to say here is Loot Lake itself could see a huge appearance of a pyramid or something Egyptian themed or pirate themed that could potentially allow people to cross the lake a lot quicker. Very useful and very like wanted within the community, because a lot of people don't really like Loot Lake. And other locations on the map that are quite dead, it's actually over there by Flush Factory. You've got this huge mountain area here in between Greasy, which could see something being added. Again, you'd probably have to remove some of the locations nearby, but Flush Factory isn't a major location. Not many people land there at all. And when you go over to the other side of the map, we do have the Vikings on this mountain. Pretty cool concept, but they are really starting to run out of mountains. We've got to a stage now where this mountain's Viking, this mountain's Villain Fiend, where the blockbuster took off his rocket. This mountain is Shopping Cart for going down the hills. This mountain itself doesn't have anything on yet. This mountain is too small for anything. That mountain over there doesn't really have anything on yet. That one there doesn't have anything on yet. Are we going to see stuff on every single mountain? Possibly not, but it would be interesting to see exactly what Fortnite are going to do with that. Now, you look at the likes of Pleasant Park and stuff, that hasn't had much change in a long time. Pleasant is a very famous location and probably will remain in the game for the entire game. There's a lot of locations you look at on the map and you think classic locations are going to stay in the game. So, Fatal Fields, Pleasant Park, Retail Row, Welling Woods possibly will stay in the game forever, and that's about it. I can confirm everything else possibly will get removed. Greasy Grove will probably stay in as well. Tilted Towers could see it disappear. Now, a new map in Fortnite could be the way forward in the future, but for now, we're going to stick with the idea of this map and kind of talk a little bit about it. But like I was saying, the pyramids would make perfect sense for that spot in Loot Lake and be perfect for the blockbuster. So let's go and take a little look at the blockbuster skin as well in our challenges and talk a little bit about that. You guys know that you have to complete 7 challenges, and when I say 7 challenges, I mean every single week. So you have to complete 7 weeks. It doesn't have to be the first 7, it could be any single 7. You can complete that and you can get 7 challenges, complete all of them, and you will gain access to this mystery item. It's legendary and it's to be revealed, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. To me, when you look at it, it does look very similar to Omen. When you look at the skin Omen, I actually do own it. You look at the head of Omen, it looks kind of the same shape. You look at it and it's got that kind of curl to it, kind of like the mask and the hood, and you go back over to it and yeah, it does look like it's got the hood and it does look like it's got the arm pieces. You look at some of the newer skins as well, which are in the battle pass. Let's take a little look at it. The upgraded version of actual Drift. Look at the cloak on Drift. So as we go through Drift, watch it guys, you see the piece, then you see the next piece, and the final piece of Drift, you can see the cloak with the hood. Again, this possibly could be what the Blockbuster skin is, a similar version of Drift, maybe a female version or another version of whoever Drift is. We don't exactly know who Drift is. It doesn't really kind of tell us. It's just kind of a skin that has appeared into the map. Journey into the unknown and find your way to victory. That's what Drift is. So we don't exactly know who it is. Potentially, I believe it's someone from the real world, but we don't really know. So it's really confusing to see exactly what's going on. It looks like it's from the a mid-era. We don't exactly know, because obviously Fortnite isn't real life, so we don't really know who this is and what era it's from, but it definitely looks like something from the future in my eyes, but I don't know. Potentially could be relating to what that Blockbuster skin is going to be. Personally, if I had to put a name on that Blockbuster skin, it would definitely be Egyptian themed or something related to Drift, related on the lines of Egyptian. So you look at like Drift himself, and it is quite Egyptian-y, it's quite Japanese as well. A few people have said that. A few different people have been coming up with different eras to relate it to. The mask itself looks like something from Game of Thrones, definitely Japanese, Egyptian themed, really nice with the, like, the logo on the back and stuff. Pretty cool design. I love the way the eyes glow when it's fully upgraded. So yeah, once you guys gain access to that, you will hopefully understand the story a little bit more, but we don't really know exactly what's going on. We've actually got this loading screen of Drift as well, which is pretty cool. There's only the concept art for Drift's unlockable styles, but you look at it and you start to feel, you know, maybe, potentially, it could be something to do with the story. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, stick around for daily Fortnite content. If you haven't already, enter my Season 5 giveaway down below to win yourself a Season 5 Battle Pass. Once again, leave a comment down below. If you made it to the end of this video, comment down below loading screens so I can see who's made it to the end. And once again, this is postboxpat, signing out.